Hare Krishna Kirtida Sundari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining us and giving us your valuable association today. Welcome to the conference call and thank you for that very beautiful recitation of Bhagavad Gita.
Hare Krishna Pritivilasni Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru and Gauranga. This is Harita from Missouri City, Texas. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Harita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining us and giving us your most valuable association on the call. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण श्री प्रीति विलासी माता जी कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम श्री प्रभुपाद श्री गुरुदेव की जय वृंदा दंडवत प्रणाम to all Vaishnava.
Hare Krishna Vrinda Gopika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Vrinda Gopika Mataji, for joining us and giving us your most valuable association to us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Pritivilasni Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karna Devi Dasi from Omaha.
Thank you, Indulekha Karuna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Welcome to the conference call, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Is there anyone else who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Neetu from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna Neetu Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you, Neetu Mataji, for joining us every single day. Welcome to the conference call, Mataji. Would anyone else like to introduce themselves? Yeah, I will start the recording. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Thank you all so much for joining us and giving us your valuable association. I would like to read the quote of Srila Prabhupada as given today, 30th September. The real preaching is selling books. You should know the tactic how to sell without irritating. What your lecture will do for 3 minutes, but if he reads one page, his life may be turned. Letter to Valimardan, September 30th, 1972. Dear devotees, thank you all so much for joining us and giving us your most valuable association. So we'll wait for the speaker to join in a few minutes, and then I'll hand over to the speaker.
Go ahead, Capri.
Prabhuji has joined, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you all so much for joining us and giving us your most valuable association. Today's class will be given by His Grace Govardhan Giri Prabhu, and he will be speaking from Sri Caitanya Bhagavat, and this would be Madhya Khanda, chapter 15, verses 35 to 40. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving us your most valuable association. You can now take over the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tadho Jayamadired. Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Bamam Lankhaite Girim Yat Tamaham Mande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Caitanya Iswaram Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So we are reading from the Sri Caitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Khanda, chapter 15. Descriptions of Madhavananda's realization. Today we are reading from text 35 onwards. Tamavahi Krishnera Dvitiya Nahiyara Tumi Gaurachandrera Sakala Avatara. There is no one more dear to Krishna than you. You are the source of all Gaurachandra's incarnations. In Sri Gaurachandra's pastimes as Lord Krishna, Lord Baladev constantly serves Sri Krishna. Lord Baladeva is a matchless servant. In Krishna Chandra's pastimes as Lord Chaitanya, no one other than Sri Nityananda is able to render matchless service. He is the source of Mahaprabhu's incarnations like Matsya and Purna. So this is a portion where Jagai Madhai, after they became the recipients of the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda Prabhu, how their lives changed. And this is the realizations after the change. And just by seeing how profound these realizations are, that itself is a standing testimony to the mercy. When we speak of unlimited mercy, when we speak of Mahavadanyaya about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we see that these two personalities are topmost examples, and also these two personalities are greatly inspiring for everyone, because just like in advertisements they show before and after. Before you use a product, you will be like that. After you use the product, you will become completely different. Like that, you will see so many advertisements in the material world. Now, Jagai and Madhai are perfect examples of before Gauranitai's mercy and after Gauranitai's mercy. How a Baddha Jiva, how a conditioned living entity can change. So that is the underlying thing that we should remember while we study these subjects. And absolutely, there is no wonder in these realizations by Madhya, because he has become the recipient of the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So automatically, the most profound philosophy also becomes, it just flows from their mouths, because that is the power of the mercy of the Lord. That is the power of the mercy of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who is represented by the Guru Tattva, because Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Lord Baladev, Lord Sankarshana, they are the embodiment of Guru Tattva. So here it is said that you are a matchless servant. You are a matchless servant. That is, nobody can show, nobody can exhibit this, what you call service attitude. Nobody can exhibit how to serve better than the Lord himself. So this role of this, the servitor Lord, Srila Prabhupada uses these two words in the purport in Bhagavatam. Sevaka Bhagavan and Savior Bhagavan. And Srila Prabhupada says Savior Bhagavan is Supreme Lord Krishna. Sevaka Bhagavan is the spiritual master. And who is the original spiritual master? The original spiritual master is Mahasankarshan, Lord Balaram. Lord Nityananda is not different from Lord Balaram. So they are actually teaching how to become servant. Just like when the intelligent devotees want to have the Lord as their son, we see the Srimad Bhagavatam and elsewhere, the boon they will ask for is, please let us have a child like you, they will say. And Acharyas say, that is a very intelligent statement, because there is nobody like the Lord except himself. He is Advitiya. There is no one else like him. So therefore the Lord is, he has to incarnate in order to please the devotee. Just like the Lord cannot be replaced by anyone but the Lord himself. In order to teach service in the most perfect manner is possible only for the Lord. Therefore, we have Lord Balarama, who is serving Krishna as his elder brother in the Krishna Leela. We have same Lord Balaram as Lakshmana, serving Lord Ramachandra as the younger brother. And in Chaitanya Leela, we have Lord Nityananda serving Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu like an elder brother. However, the role of the servant is very prominent in all these personalities. The role as a servant. And that is why we are advised by our predecessor Acharyas that we should always become the object of mercy from Lord Nityananda. Why? Because he is the via medium through which we can get the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That he exhibits that potency of his personality. He is exhibiting in the Leela with Raghunath Das Goswami, where he tells him that, you are cheating. You are trying to approach Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly. Now that you have come to me, you surrender to me. So, two things here that are very important is that the Supreme Lord himself incarnates, or rather expands, as Lord Balaram, as Lord Nityananda, as Lakshmana, in order to show the Baddha Jiva, the conditioned living entity, how to perform service to the Supreme Lord. And how the Lord reciprocates to that service. Although we may think that these are same personalities. Just like Srila Prabhupada says, Balaram is white Krishna and Krishna is black Balaram. So that is how non-different they are. However, in the role, Lord Balaram is always the servitor. Lord Nityananda is the servitor. In the previous sloka, it says, no, Tumi Shaya, Tumi Khatta, Tumi Se Shayana, Tumi Chaitanyara Chhatra, Tumi Pranadhana. Your Lord Chaitanya's bed, throne, couch, and umbrella, and you are his life and wealth. Similar position is there for Lord Adishesha also. Lord Adishesha or Sankarshana and Mahavishnu. Adishesha is practically the bed for Lord Mahavishnu. And while Mahavishnu walks, Adishesha becomes his umbrella, he also becomes his paduka. Like that. So that is the position of Sevaka Bhagavan, and he's showing how in various aspects the service has to be put. So he also becomes the Adi Guru. And what is the role of the Guru? The role of the Guru is to train the disciple how to serve Lord Krishna, right? And in order to become successful in serving Krishna, what should the disciple do? The disciple surrender to Guru. By surrendering to Guru, the disciple is learning the process of surrender, because we are not qualified to surrender directly to Krishna. Therefore, we are surrendering to Guru. And Guru is who? Guru as Tattva is one, is not different. There is only, just like we say, there is only one Supreme Lord. That Guru as a Tattva is also only one. And all the manifested Gurus, they are all representing that Supreme Guru. And by surrendering to that Guru, who is a representative of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, we are training ourselves how to surrender and serve Krishna. Surrender to and serve Krishna. So this is a very important role played by Lord Nityananda Chaitanya Leela. And therefore, it is very important for us to always remember that he is our worshipable Lord first, who Lord Nityananda. Because by his mercy, through his mercy, only we will be able to serve Sri Chaitanya. So this is a realization that is shared by who? Madhya, who is the recipient of the mercy of Sri Chaitanya. Now you see what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy can do to somebody like Madhya. How wonderful it is. In one way, we can say how wonderful it is. In another way, we can say it is not at all wonderful, because what is not possible by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya? What is not possible? Like Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he says that even the biggest fool, the most unintelligent person, can become the greatest of Pandita by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya. So therefore, it is no wonder that Madhya is now sharing these profound realizations. He continues, Tumi se karaha Prabhu pati tera tran, Tumi se samhara sarva pashan dhira pran. Oh Lord, you deliver the fallen souls and you kill all the atheists. So, तुम्ही से samhara sarva pashandira prana. तुम्ही से करह Prabhu patitera trana. Somebody who is surrendered to the Lord. Again, through who? We surrender to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Nityananda. And therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is delivering us through Nityananda Prabhu. The mercy is coming like that. And he's saying, also all Pashandis will be killed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Nityananda Prabhu. So it also can be taken like this, that even a Pashandi, his atheism will be killed by Nityananda Prabhu, by making him a devotee. So what happens? The atheist is dead, the devotee remains. And also this is the speciality of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is it not? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sangopangastra Parshadam. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, and when he came, he did not come with various type of weapons. No, he came with a different type of weapon. Whereas we will find that whenever the Lord is incarnating, no, he comes with his specific weapons. No? There is shloka in Vatmiki Ramayana where Valmiki Maharshi says that answering the prayers of the Devatas as the Putrakamishti Yaga is going on in Ayodhya, where Rishyashringa is conducting it so that Dasharatha could have sons. And in that assembly, when the Devatas come to partake of Yajna the Supreme Lord also becomes present there. And at that time, the Devatas are requesting the Supreme Lord that, please kill Ravana because he is giving us too much. So the Lord says, so be it. And then Valmiki notes down saying that the Lord appeared with all his weapons, holding all his weapons, calling all his weapons, receiving additional weapons through Vishwamitra. Although all those weapons already belong to the Lord. But he sort of comes prepared, with so much of armory. And Valmiki says he stood on the ground with the Devatas, ready to kill Ravana, like that. So the Lord is always very mercifully getting himself ready and coming to the aid of his devotees. That is the mercy of the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy is one step further. Here, because in Kali Yuga, practically everybody is a Pashandi or a Pakhandi, whichever way you may call it. Since everybody is a Pashandi, what to do? Now, if he is going to utilize Astra and Shastra, like Lord Ramachandra did, and killing thousands of Rakshasas in one go, in one Astra, tens of thousands, of Rakshasas. In the first encounter between Lord Rama and the Rakshasas, when Shurpanaga goes and brings her two brothers, it says that some 14,000 Asuras, Rakshasas were killed by Lord Ramachandra in a matter of moments. So many Astras the Lord used. Or the Lord used one Astra that multiplied into so many thousands of Astras and killed all those Rakshasas immediately. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not using that kind of Astra. Because if he uses that, then practically he has to kill everybody in Kali Yuga. Because everybody has got a Rakshasa inside him. And the Rakshasa inside is more prominent than anything else. Therefore, he is using something else. His weapon is something else. And mostly he is delivering that weapon through Sri Nityananda Prabhu. So Sri Nityananda Prabhu is the one who is telling everyone. He is telling everyone, chant Krishna's name. Is it not? He is telling everyone, please chant Krishna's name. Think of Krishna, worship Krishna, chant Krishna's name. Bolo Krishna, bhajo Krishna, koro Krishna shikha. Correct? So chant Krishna's name, worship Krishna, remember him, think of Krishna, and study about Krishna. So this weapon Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is using. And whoever is surrendering to him, the Lord is very mercifully delivering. And what is Nityananda Prabhu doing? Bringing more and more pashandis, killing the pashandi inside them and bringing them to surrender to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya. So together like this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda Prabhu, they are working to liberate all the fallen conditioned souls of Kali Yuga. Tumi se karaha sarva Vaishnavera raksha, tumi se Vaishnava dharma karaha ye shiksha. You protect all Vaishnavas and you teach the principles of Vaishnava dharma. Sri Nityananda Prabhu is the original source of the propagation of pure Vaishnava dharma in the world. Persons who are victims of the age of Kali attribute various immortalities to the character of Sri Nityananda Prabhu and thus traverse the road to hell and induce the foolish people of this world to fall down to the enjoyment of hellish sinful life. Sri Nityananda Prabhu protects Vaishnava dharma by teaching that the service of the Supreme Lord is the only auspicious path for all human beings. Now, protecting Vaishnava dharma, that is also a very huge task that is being undertaken by Sri Nityananda. Because why is it very huge? Because in Kali Yuga, Maya and her influence is so prominent that even people who have some amount of discriminating intelligence can fall prey to Maya and move away from the path of Dharma in general. And that is what happens as Kali Yuga progresses. More and more we will see that Dharma is being sacrificed, Dharma is being lost, Dharma is being forgotten, Dharma is getting twisted, so many things. That is, in every which way, Dharma is being misused, attacked, whatever word you want to use. It's all the influence of the age of Kali. You have to understand that. But in that, all this darkness of the age of Kali, this Vaishnava Dharma is burning bright. Because this is only light in Kali Yuga. This Vaishnava Dharma is the only light in Kali Yuga that can dissipate the darkness of the influence of Kali. And who can protect that except the Lord himself? Because he is the enunciator of Vaishnava Dharma. Is it not? Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. So this is, who is the source? Who is the original propagator of Vaishnava Dharma? Lord Nityananda Prabhu. He is the Adi Guru. He is the Sevaka Bhagavan, original Sevaka Bhagavan he is. So therefore, he is also the protector. He is also the protector. And under his protection, this Vaishnava Dharma can actually, it can thrive because it's under the protection of the Supreme Lord. And therefore, we always remember Sri Nityananda Prabhu as the protector of Vaishnava Dharma. And it is by his Shakti, it is by his Shakti that this Vaishnava Dharma is getting propagated all over the world. Through servants of his representatives. Our Srila Prabhupada is one of the Senapati Bhaktas. He is one of the most important Senapatis in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. And it is actually he who lit the lamp of Vaishnava Dharma in all parts of the world some 50 odd years ago. And by the mercy and under the protection of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, that is continuing to light more and more lamps of Vaishnava Dharma. See how we can see Lord Nityananda Prabhu's hand in all these things. When we think of, when we realize how deep these words of Madhya is, in terms of his realization, that how it acts through the years, hundreds of years since Sri Nityananda Prabhu went on for his next pastime. But still, it is because of his Shakti that this Vaishnava Dharma is getting propagated. How wonderful this potency of the mercy of Sri Nityananda Prabhu is. Tomara kripa srishti kare aja deve, tomare se revati varuni kanti seve. By your mercy, the demigod Brahma creates. You are served by Revati, Varuni and Kanti. Revati, Varuni and Kanti are Sri Baladeva's energies. In this regard, one should discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 3, Text 29 and 36. And Vishnu Puran. Another reading is Revati, Varuni, Sada Seve. Revati and Varuni are constantly serving you. So, Lord Balaram is also the cause or acting as the cause for Lord Brahma create. Because as we know, the first Chaturvyuha is Mahasankarshana. He is the one who does all the work. Why? Because he is Sevaka. The Supreme Lord, what is he engaged in? He simply engaged in the pastime of grazing the cows in Goloka Vrindavan. Correct? He is doing that only. He is enjoying with the cows, calves, gopas, gopis, and all his confidential servants in Goloka Vrindavan. Complete enjoyment. Completely, transcendently blissful. Tatha ganam natyam gamanam apivamsi priya sakhi. So he is where, every step is a dance. That is how Goloka Vrindavan is. So that is what the Supreme Lord is always engaged. So who does all the other, the running of the universe, creation of the universe, creating Brahma, all these things. So all these things are happening by the mercy of Lord Balarama. Sankarshana, Balarama, like that. So they are the, working Bhagavan, we can say. Lord Krishna is the enjoyer Bhagavan. He will simply engage in grazing the cows and giving pleasure to all the cows, calves, gopis and gopas of Raja. That is what he likes to do. That is what he loves to do. That's what he's always engaged in doing. While all the other office matters are taken care of by Mahasankarshana, Lord Balarama, creation, maintenance, destruction, all these things. So that also is being mentioned by Madhya here. Tomara se krodhe maharudra avatara said dware kara sarva srishtira samhara. Maharudra incarnated from your anger. Through him, you annihilate the entire creation. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 12, Chapter 5, Text 1, it is stated, Yasya prasadajo brahma rudra krodha samudbhavaha. He from whose satisfaction Brahma is born and from whose anger Rudra takes birth. Also in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 6, Text 32, it is stated by Brahma, Srijami tanniyuktoham haro harati tadvashaha. By the will of Sri Hari, I create, and under his control, Lord Shiva destroys. So, again, he is addressing Nityananda Prabhu and saying this, that Brahma is creating by your order, and Lord Shiva is engaged in samhara again by your order. Therefore, it would be proper understanding is that actually all these things are happening by the supreme will of the Supreme Lord. Although the persons who are engaged in that seva appear to be doing it on their own. Correct? Brahma is engaged in creation. So we call him the creator. And we also know that Lord Shiva is the destroyer. So therefore he is Samhara Rudra. He does Samhara Tandava. And once he does that Rudra Tandava, that means that's the end of the universe. That's like the curtain down on the universe. Just before that, Rudra will do his Tandava. This Tandava dance. He is also the original master of dance. Who? Lord Shiva. He is also Nataraja. He is also the last performer in the universe. Once he finishes his Tandava, Nritya, everything will be over. So it seems as if this whole destruction is in his hands. And apparently it is like that. He does the Tandava Nritya and then the whole universe is finished. And we also see that Lord Brahma is engaged in creating. So many things, so many different type of bodies he's creating. And he's infusing them with living entities, etc., etc. So much of description we will find in Purana that Brahma did like this, Brahma did like that, and then this happened, and then this happened. So he's creating. And Lord Shiva, during all this time, he is not doing anything. He is simply waiting, for that time of end. And then he will act. So this is how these two personalities are placed in the master plan of the Supreme Lord in terms of the universe. However, the correct understanding is that both these personalities are acting upon the order of the Supreme. Upon the order of the Supreme. Therefore, it is Brahma creates, Yes, he is the creator. Is he the creator? Yes, he is the creator. But he is not the independent creator. He is the dependent creator. Meaning, he creates based on the instructions given by the Supreme. And Lord Shiva is the destroyer, but he is not the independent destroyer. He is the dependent destroyer. Because again, he is waiting for the instruction of the Lord in order to destroy. So neither of these personalities act independently. Neither of these personalities act whimsically. Neither of these personalities can do these things without the sanction of the Supreme. So therefore, anything that we see in this manifest world, creation, is always under the control of the Supreme. Of course, that control is indirect, therefore, immediately we are not able to see it. But as we understand the subject matter more deeply, then we will be able to see the hand of the Lord in everything. That is how we have to understand this. As we see, as we observe, then we are able to see. Yes, that is why he is called Advitiya, one without a second. That is why he is supreme. So only when the Jiva, the Baddha Jiva, surrenders to him unconditionally and completely, then he directly takes charge. So this is because by his Ahaituki Karuna, causeless mercy, this is called. See, for the entire creation, maintenance, and destruction of the prapancha, of the universe, of this manifest creation, he does not involve himself directly. Although this whole activity seems to be such a humongous, it is even difficult for us to conceive how this whole thing is happening. But such an inconceivable, humongous, very big operation, he is controlling it remotely through his Shaktis. Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shruyate. So his variegated energies are there, and those energies are managing the whole thing. But look at his Ahaituki Karuna, the causeless mercy, that he takes charge of the surrendered devotee himself directly. This is how mercy works. That is why his Karuna Shakti, the Karuna Shakti of the Lord, is most prominent. You know, among all his qualities, always Acharyas say, his Bhakta Vatsalya is what stands out. Everything else he can do by the side. He can finish off the demons without any trouble. He can create, maintain, destruct. You know, simply by willing, he can do all these things. All his energies will act on his desire, and everything will manifest, things will manifest, things will become unmanifest. Everything is going on. But for the Jiva, who takes shelter of the Lord becomes directly. So that Supreme Lord, that mercy of the Supreme Lord is made available by Lord Balaram, Lord Nityananda. So just imagine, when we look at our position as a conditioned living entity, as a Baddha Jiva, and how insignificant we are in the grand plan of the universe. Each one of us, when we think of ourselves as a personality, as a person, whatever, and we take the whole universe, where do we stand? Absolutely no relevance whatsoever. Right? The sun will rise tomorrow, irrespective of whether I am there or not. The sun will set again tomorrow evening, irrespective of whether I am there or not. Everything in the universe will continue, irrespective of whether somebody is there or not. That is how insignificant we are. But the Lord, just imagine, when we speak of Ahaituki Karuna, when we speak about the causeless mercy of the Lord, just see how merciful it is. That such an insignificant, that is why the word infinitesimal is used. We are so Anu Atma and Vibhu Atma. We are so Anu. We are so insignificant. We are so infinitesimal. The grand plan of the universe. But for the Lord, He doesn't look at it like that. Each and every infinitesimal separated part of the Lord, as far as the Lord is concerned, each of that part is His child. The Lord acts as the Supreme Father for each and every one of us. And He says that He will take charge there. And not only He takes charge, by His mercy, we become so reformed. Just look at Jagai and Madhya. They were the worst of the rascals in Navadvip. They were the worst examples, living examples of human beings of their times. Most despised two people of despicable character. Just imagine. And how they become recipient of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy because of the greater mercy of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. To the extent that now he is sharing these realizations with Nityananda Prabhu. And we are studying that. So, the Lord always gives us hope. He is always giving us hope. And that hope is real hope. Everyone else in this material world will give us hope. And eventually we will become hopeless. But the hope that the Lord gives, that yes, my Ahaituki Karuna is waiting for you. Ahaituki Karuna is waiting for you. The Lord is waiting to give us shelter. Simply we have to say, my dear Lord, I am yours. That's all. Like that we have to surrender. And Lord Nityananda is always there, waiting to, or rather always planning how to make us surrender. So this is like double mercy. Lord is waiting, willing, ready, available to give mercy. And there is another Lord himself as the Sevaka, planning how to make this possible. So together they are working. And therefore we can all be very hopeful about our bright future in the spiritual world. It's not a small thing. And then he says, Sankarshanatmako Rudro Nishkramyati Jagatrayam. Rudra, who is non-different from Sankarshana, appeared from the face of Sankarshana and devours the three worlds through the fire of time. So the 40th shloka speaks about Rudra, who is one of his names, one of the names of Rudra is Kalagni Rudra. Rudra actually acts as Kala Agni. That means that time factor who will burn everything. Now, who is the time factor actually? The original Kala is the Supreme Lord only. He is the only one who is not overwhelmed by Kala. Every other created living entity is under the influence of Kala or time. The only one who is not influenced, who is not under the influence of Kala, is the Lord himself, because Kala or time is actually a manifestation of the Lord only. And that is one manifestation of the Lord that is absent in the spiritual world. That is why there is no past, present, and future in the spiritual world. It's a very difficult concept even to conceive for us, because we are trapped in this concept of past, present, and future. Correct? Lamenting about the past in the present and worrying about the future. That sums up the Baddha Jiva's life, the conditioned living entity. Kala. Through past, present, and future. These three concepts keeps the living entity stuck in this material world. Is it not? Every materially conditioned person, he is lamenting about all the lost opportunities until the last moment. And then he is also worried about what will happen after this moment, from the next moment, from tomorrow. So these three factors, in the present, about the future, about the past. This is how Kala influences the material world, and it influences all the Baddha Jivas. And eventually when the time for dissolution of the universe comes, Rudra will start that Kala Agni, that fire of destruction that will devour everything. But again, as is explained by the Acharyas, he simply manifests himself in that way on the order of the Supreme. That's it. So therefore, as manifesting as Brahma, as Rudra, and maintaining this universe, Lord Sankarshana, Balarama, Lord Nityananda, actually everything is under his control. Actually, everything is happening according to his desire. And therefore, we have to understand that he also has that supreme desire that all the Baddha Jivas come back to him. And the Lord is also working on it as Lord Nityananda. How to do that? How to make all these Baddha Jivas come back to me? So therefore, he is acting and he is manifesting as Guru, who is very mercifully engaging the Baddha Jiva disciple in the service of Krishna, so that he will be accepted in the shelter of Krishna. So that way, this mercy double engine is working over time, 24/7, by 365. Any which way you want to look at it. It's constantly working. Whether we are aware of it or not, it's constantly working. And therefore, we can be definitely hopeful that our future in the spiritual world is very bright. So I stop here. Thank you very much. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai, Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much. Thank you so much for such a beautiful class. Prabhuji, if you have time, can you take some questions?
Sure, sure.
Anyone has any questions for Prabhuji on the call?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams. Thank you, Prabhu. Very nice, profound realization, I should say. Very nice class. And yeah, so many times we have heard, but again, you reiterated and made so much emphasis that no matter whether we live or whether we die, the sun will rise and sun will set. We are so insignificant. Also, Prabhuji, in the start of the session, you mentioned about Mahaprabhu giving out his mercy and his parshads are his weapons, like how through Nityananda Prabhu he propagated this Harinams and Kirtan. But we have also heard that Lord's beauty is his weapon. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's beauty is his weapon. So how to understand? Are both regarded, or how to understand that?
Well, the Lord is beautiful so that he can attract everyone to him. The Lord's beauty, everything that the Lord possesses, is meant to attract the Baddha Jiva towards him. Therefore, his beauty also once, like Rupa Goswami says, once you go to the banks of the Yamuna and look at that young blue boy who is playing the flute, if you look at him, you will lose all interest in material life. Similarly, for anybody looking at Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his beauty, they would become so attracted by him that they would simply want to follow him. And that the Supreme Lord is not utilizing that in order to, gain some following or gain some prominence or some other, frivolous aims. Always he wants, his most prominent desire is that the Baddha Jiva should come back to me. So for that, he is employing all these various ways and means. But for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, definitely the most important thing that he utilizes is the Hare Krishna Mantra. So in that we need not have any doubt. That is the most potent weapon. And he was utilizing Nityananda Prabhu, Haridas Thakur, most prominently these two personalities, because we see how Nityananda Prabhu becomes the Namata Acharya and Haridas Thakur becomes the Namacharya. And through all these prominent personalities, he uses his most prominent weapons in order to bring more and more souls to his lotus feet. But yes, the Lord's, the way the Lord looks, the way the Lord stands, the way the Lord sits, the way the Lord lies down, among the Sri Vaishnavas, there is a saying that, he's sitting in some places, he's standing in some places, he's lying down in some places, because the 108 most prominent Divya Deshams have the Lord in these three poses. And their acharyas say that it is because if somebody is not attracted by the standing Lord, they may become attracted by the sitting Lord. If somebody is not attracted by either the standing or the sitting Lord, they can be attracted by the lying down Lord. So the Lord is taking the pain to give all different poses so that the devotee, so that the jiva will become attracted to him. So the Lord is very merciful. He utilizes all these facilities and all these poses and everything so that we are attracted to him. Hare Krishna.
Jai, thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Even I was reflecting on the same point that if it is only the beauty, then even Krishna was beautiful. Lord Ramachandra was beautiful. So definitely Mahaprabhu came to kill the demoniac propensities that we carry in our heart. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much for your association, and thank you so much for your very wonderful session. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you for this very beautiful class, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have a question which may not really sound very appropriate, considering that Vaishnavas should be all forgiving. But Jagai and Madhya, in their older position, they committed a lot of crimes against a lot of people in Navadvip. So, how do they tolerate the fact that all of a sudden they both have received this ultimate mercy of the Supreme Lord, and they are now free from all their sins and contaminations? Many times, even, and being very honest here, that when we look around, sometimes we feel, how is this person who has done so many bad things, how has they received the favor of the Lord? I know that you said the Lord is very personal. He's so loving to all of us, but I just would like to know.
He's also very indiscriminate in giving mercy. That's the only answer. He doesn't discriminate. Because we have this Kamakrodha Lobha Moha Madhamatsarya. So we always compare. He's more sinful than me. How does he become more advanced than me? That's because we have that Matsarya Buddhi in us. So we are deciding. Or rather we want to, or rather we, without our own knowledge, we question this. Well, how? Why? But what does surrender means? Surrender means you don't question. Is it not? Ultimate surrender means you don't question the Lord about anything. And because we lack that full surrender, some of these things continue to rankle within us. How is this happening? How is this possible? Why did this happen? Like that. But the answer to all that is the Supreme Lord is supremely independent. He is very indiscriminate when it comes to giving mercy. He does not discriminate. And simply, there are so many examples where the Lord, simply because somebody does something very despicable, and then somebody who is very dear to the Lord will say, no, it's okay. You may forgive him. The Lord forgives. So many examples are there. So the Lord is all merciful. And these two, they were very fortunate that they came across Lord Nityananda Prabhu and they became recipients of his mercy. So the fact of the matter is that no matter how fallen one may be, that is what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, no, Yogyata vichare kichu nahi paye. If you consider qualification, we will get nothing. Considering our qualifications, we are qualified for nothing. But we are all getting that causeless mercy of the Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because he is mercy incarnate. That's it. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very well put. Really appreciate the answer. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. If anyone has any other questions or realizations, please go ahead and share.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I have a question to Prabhuji.
Please go ahead, Mata.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, one question is that, is the demonic and atheistic propensities, are they both same or do they have any difference in that?
Basically, Sura and Asura, that is how these two words are. So Sura means somebody who is subservient to the Lord. Asura means somebody who acts against the Lord. Therefore, you are a demoniac person means all sorts of demoniac propensities, including questioning the existence of the Lord or saying that there is no Lord. All these things fall under the same category only. So the atheist is a demon. The demon by his acts of omission and commission is also an atheist. You cannot be a demon if you have faith in the Lord. So that is why the suras, no, or the devatas, you see that they have faith in the Lord. They will do a lot of nonsense. We read repeatedly in Puranas all the nonsense committed, especially by one particular person, Indra. And we will see that he is continuously being favored by the Lord. Why? Because he has faith in the Lord. And we will see the other demons, they are very experts in Vedas. They are very experts in everything, every field of knowledge. But still, ultimately, they are not favored by the Lord. Why? Because they question the supremacy of the Lord. Understand? They question the supremacy of the Lord. They question the existence of the Lord. So, demon, atheist, all under same category. Okay?
Yes, Prabhu, thank you. Now, one follow-up question, Prabhu.
Yeah.
So in real life, there was one Prabhu. In his young age, he was very devotional. So he used to take his children to very dhams like Vrindavan and etc. He's not a Krishna conscious devotee, but he's a real devotee. He prays to God. But then something very painful happened in his life around his 40s or something. And now he's in his 60s. So the time he has to be very spiritual, now he has changed to an atheist. And he prays to God. He stands and does it like a ritual. The love for the God has gone. So his daughter, who has become a devotee now, she's very painful. She says, I got the devotion seeing my father, but now my father is in this position. So how can I bring back my father? Or should I do that? Will God do that? Or what is going to happen? She's very worried about her father. So what happened is his father, he lost his son, one son, the elder brother, and that entirely shook him. So now we don't know like how to bring him back, or should we take steps to bring him back, because this may happen to anybody. So how should we what should we do, Prabhu? Any advice or any suggestions?
Well, I don't know. I mean, how do I say this? It is for each person, it's a different thing. Because every individual is different in the way they think, the way they act. And there are times when your faith will be shaken. The very fundamentals of your faith will become shaken. If something earth-shattering happens, it happens in life. And it is each individual, how he deals with it. But also it depends on how well cared for he is spiritually. If there is somebody to care for that person spiritually, eventually that person can, manage the situation. But for some people, it becomes, because it is some things that happen are very inexplicable, extremely painful. Yeah. So we can pray. The daughter can pray to the Lord, to Guru, so that the father gets back the faith, direction.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Prabhu. See, the thing is, the love they have for the God has been, I don't know whether it's vanished or decreased. The intensity has been decreased, and they are totally changed. Now they're more into material. So when we see, we can feel that they're going down. So, and we are sometimes like helpless. We don't know, like, should we do something or should we just stand and watch? And also the other thing that comes in mind is, what if something like happens in our life? So like this, like we are in devotion, we are surrendered to Krishna and everything, but we don't know how much the Maya is strong that something like happened to anybody. So that was so worrying in the another way. So we have to get prepared and we have to pray. Yes, Prabhu, thank you very much. Thank you for the wonderful class. Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Jai Sachinandana.
Anyone else would have any questions or comments?
Huddles are a great activity to talk amongst our teams about what we're learning.
Okay, so if there are no other questions or comments, we can end the call here. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the very, very interesting class. Vancha kalpatarubhishcha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, His Grace Govardhan Giri Prabhuji ki jai.
Jai. Hare Krishna Prabhu.